A resonance, freshly pulled from an ark's pattern, as requested.
By the flames! You can't be serious! This is incredible! You know, great archons weren't built with patterns. They formed. This will propel my research faster than...
What is this about?
Nothing.
Is that so? Then why is this rogue point harvesting archons for you?
It's my fault. I was just hoping Isla could tell me more about their patterns.
Nice try. You weren't here 5 minutes before Isla roped you into her project. One that I have forbidden my daughter from pursuing.
Daughter?
The reason you didn't want me studying active arcs was because it was too dangerous to harvest one. But Bryn offered to do it for me. None of our people were put at risk.
The reason I didn't want you researching arcs is because I ordered you not to. Not as your father, but as the leader of the Enclave. This insolence and disrespect will not be tolerated. You will drop this obsession at once, Isla. For good.
Hey, are you...
I can't be seen speaking to you about this subject anymore. I'm sorry.
But...
I need to get back to work. Goodbye. I really can't discuss the arcs with you. Not here.
Don't worry. I understand. I just didn't realize that Khan Stanold is your father.
Admittedly, I wasn't the most forthcoming about that.
Why hide the fact that the Eye is your father?
No. Everyone knows. That's kind of the problem. My father has been in power a long time. And obviously, being his daughter has come with its privileges. But I can't ignore the whispers that I haven't truly earned my role. And at times, I worry they're right.
So, when you had the opportunity to work with us on your own terms...
I took it. I'm sorry. This probably looks bad.
I know we're not supposed to talk about the A word, but they're your passion. Why is your father so against you pursuing your research?
He says they're dangerous.
Right. But so are a lot of things in the Enclave.
I never knew my mother. I was born just before the retreat to Cassidon's Hold. When my research touched a nerve, he finally told me that she had died in an arc attack on the upper city. He wants me to steer clear of them, but he just doesn't see their potential. Yet.
Are you all right after that argument?
He's been on edge lately.
Since our band arrived.
That didn't help, but our relationship hasn't been great since I became the Spindle. At first, he was thrilled when I was elected, but you're just not seeing him at his best right now. Please, don't judge him too harshly.
I'll try not to. But you didn't answer my question. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
You said he's not at his best. What does a good day look like for him?
I know it's hard to see it, but he is an amazing father. My childhood was wonderful. Growing up in Cassidon's Hold wasn't easy, but he made it fun. No matter how intense his job became, he made time for me. Playing dress-up, reading to me before bed, or, as I got older, teaching me the basics of weaving and enchanting. He was my best friend and confidant. I could always tell him anything.
Do you still tell him everything, even now?
A lot has changed. But I have to believe he's still the same father I grew up with.
Just know that when it comes to our Weaver Band, we believe that our contributions are what defines us.
That's comforting. For what it's worth, I did enjoy working with you. But that's in the past. I should get back to my duties.
Arakim mentioned you wanted to compare a mantle with Matteo Agretius?
We'd like to see if he might be my father.
All right. I've set his mantle aside for you. I'll need yours too, and the pattern tracer to perform the test.
You all right?
A little nervous.
I have to say, your mantle is spectacular. Matteo's easily pales in comparison.
Oh, thank you. And, is he my father?
No, I'm sorry. It's not a match.
Oh, I see.
Hey, we'll keep looking. Maybe now it's time to talk to Lane?
You're right. We should consult with them. I just thought... silly. I'll see you back at camp.
Isla,
Got it.
I know you're intrigued by the Oberon's lineage, but take care not to get caught up in your enthusiasm.
I won't.
The Axel mentioned you were asking about my dear friend, Matteo Agretius.
You were close?
Matteo was a great man. In the aftermath of the surge, he went back for families that couldn't evacuate to Nevron. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago. You were comparing mantles to see if there might be a family relation?
Aurea was hoping he might be her father, but it turns out he's not.
Unfortunate. What an impressive lineage she would have.
last of them. Appreciate the chance to test run your scry.
Bryn? Hi, Zola. Everything okay?
Oh, yes. Welcome back. It's good to see you safe. Could we talk when you have a moment?
Of course.
I was really hoping we'd find my father among the statues, but it's time to expand the search. You were right, Lane.
I often am. Let's build a census of male Oberon in the Enclave within a limited time frame that makes sense for your birth. Knowing your father had to have been here when the veil went up narrows our search significantly.
Time to chase a paper trail. Between the two of us, we'll find your father.
Yes.
Aurea, are you sure you're all right? Is this really just about your dad?
Of course. Sorry, I just really thought we would have found him already.
We will soon.
Our archival work might not be the most glamorous way to chase down a lost relative, but it is effective.
You're right.
Eric, you don't think you could have mentioned that the spindle is the Eye's daughter?
That's her business to share.
Yes, but it would have been nice to know I was helping his daughter rebel against him.
Instead of helping his unrelated colleague undermine him.
Wow. Mean. But fair.
Your intervention definitely had an impact, though. A number of enchanters immediately started pushing for more. More expeditions, more studies of the Surgeborn, you name it. That's the kind of pressure the Eye was hoping to avoid. But I think him blowing up was a misstep. If I had to guess, that Axel started the rumors.
Do you think that's what Isla wanted?
No. She just wants to keep her head down and not have people focus on the Eye-father thing. And frankly, I get it. If Khan Stanild were my dad, I'd take it to the grave.
Okay, but if I'm walking into any more deadfalls, a heads up would be nice.
I promise. Unless it's someone's private business.
When we first met at the harness, you were very brusque. All of you, and so on. How come?
Snap decision. I was there to warn you and suddenly my earpiece activated. Someone was watching me on the scry.
You think it was the Eye?
I do. He'd made some comments about previous off-the-books expeditions I'd done. Such as the one where I slipped your band a warning about the flood. So, I kept up the front as best I could.
Do you need to sneak around him a lot?
To get things done, I often have to cut through all the rules and limitations. For example, your help is making things happen. The Eye's planning something, but no one's telling me what. I'm not sure the Spindle or the Axel even know. I'd guess we're all going to be handed orders and expected to deliver on a moment's notice. The Eye always claims he's protecting the people by sharing on a need-to-know basis. What do you make of it?
It really depends. Leaders have to make a call of how much information can be too much. My mother always said that perspective prevents panic. Not everyone has the right context to understand things might not be as dire as they seem when bad news spreads.
How do you decide who has enough perspective then?
It really comes down to picking who gets the info and expecting them to handle it. People rise to the occasion more often than not.
What if they can't handle it though?
Sometimes people need to sink or swim. And then you can help the ones who really need it.
You've given me a lot to think about. I should get back to looking over these reports though.
Things still good with our Spitfire problem?
All handled. You did great out there. But now we have another problem. Madame Silverbeak. Seriously? I said it while you were out there and the look she gave me.
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, I did. And I shall never again. But well played, Miss Bryn. But it was quite the experience. Your scry is not at all what I'm used to. It's better, more vibrant. Anyway, sincerely, thank you for your help. If I need more, I'll know to just ask this time. Sounds like your work with Isla was a smash success.
Not exactly. She seems less willing to talk to us than ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure of that. She sent me here with a secret message, after all.
She did? What about?
Isla wants you to go to the Archon's hearth. It needs to be at night, though. She'll sneak away from Cassidon's hold to guide you on the scry here. She wants you to collect Archon parts that may be hard to spot without her help.
I don't think I've been to the Archon's hearth yet. Where is it exactly?
You've been pretty close to it.
I have?
Wow. You've forgotten our introduction so fast.
I take it that's where the cavern near the harness leads.
Correct.
So what is it exactly?
The Archon's hearth is where all arcs were created. We lost control of it almost immediately after the Surgeborn appeared. Not that we had much use for it. The Surge hit it hard, and most of the weavers who knew how to build arcs died as a result. But all the materials to build arcs are still there. Hence, the Spindle wants you to go.
What parts does Isla want me to collect?
There'll be 3 what's-its, 4 who's-its, and maybe a thingy or 2?
For a guy delivering secret messages, you're not really a detailed note-taker, are you?
I glazed over when she started listing the parts, and, well, we decided her sneaking out to guide you on your scry was the best course of action. Besides, even if we knew what the parts were called, there's a lot of junk down in the Archon's hearth. It wouldn't be easy to spot on your own.
The Eye, well, her father, was livid when I brought her the resonance. Couldn't Isla get in trouble for sneaking out?
I know. Oh, she's never been cooler. But yes, she could absolutely get in trouble for this. We should make it a quick trip.
Got it. I appreciate you being the middleman, Eric. Sounds like I'd better get to the Archon's hearth.
Enjoy the trip. I hear it's toasty when you get deeper in. It is basically a giant forge for arcs, after all. Hey, Bryn. Sorry, was lost in thought. Is this scry thing? It's been bothering me.
You said it felt different from the ones you're used to.
Yours was much more intense than any we have. And I need to know why. Have we overused them? I don't think so. Yours is at least as old and clearly has seen good service.
That does seem strange.
Yeah, I went digging through everything I could find about the Scries. I'm sure the Eye has records he won't share with me. Or anyone, really. But I still found a lead.
A sudden burst of bureaucratic insight.
Yeah, yes, I suppose. Shipping records for Scries. There were some set to go out right around the surge.
Exports? To bands like ours?
Probably. Well, that's the problem, though. There's a lot of very specific shorthand on these manifests I just don't understand.
We should talk to Casmin. She lives and breathes shipping logistics.
I was hoping you'd suggest that. I was considering asking her myself, but...
She's a little intimidating?
No, that's Aurea. Casmin just seems busy. Always busy. And I don't want to overstep here with your crew.
We can talk to her together. Hey, Kaz. Arakim has a question.
Is that why you've been lurking around here? Bad habit, you.
Yes. I need some help puzzling out shipping manifests from before the surge.
Scries, secured export, dates. You think some scries never made it past the Veil?
Doesn't it usually take some time to figure that kind of thing out?
Yes, but I'm a genius. This is what I do, Bryn. So, we should run these down. The records here aren't complete, though. They don't confirm the shipment.
Any idea how we do that?
This is where Bryn does what she does. Off the top of my head, there's 3 places we should look. Drover's Gate in the lower city is obvious. Logs will be there. Also, I imagine the Bastion would track export of any and all scries, military applications. And we should canvass the Hearthsiders. Maybe someone still alive who worked the caravans. I'd ask the Axel. She'd know who to ask. And we're not welcome in the general populace of Cassidans.
We have that in common. Impressive.
Happy to help.
You wanted to talk?
Can you walk with me?
Why all the mystery, Milady Smith?
In a word, I'm worried.
About...
Sev, he's been acting strangely. Has been since we met the Hearthsiders at the hold. He's going there a lot in off hours, and he honestly looks a little exhausted. Despite the fact that we're taking space. Dom even came to tell me he's noticed Sev slipping out late at night.
Have you asked Sev what's wrong?
I have, and he waves it off every time.
Right. What do we do about it?
Sev has completely cut me off. But you know how I tease Lane for watching us all the time? Maybe that will pay off here. I hate this cloak and dagger stuff.
You do? You seem pretty good at it.
Talk to Lane for me. I'm sure they've seen what Sev is doing, but maybe they also have a guess at why he's acting so odd. Okay, let's go back before anyone gets nosy. And if Sev asks, Blood Moon cycle. Not sure if Ram blush, but he sure does.
Got it.
We need to talk about Sev.
Wait, you know why I'm here?
I'm a keen observer, and you have no Pangel face. Also, Sola has many strengths, but subtlety is not one of them. Sev, however, is somewhat more adept at hiding things. He's been moving back and forth between here and the hold quite regularly. Let me ask you something. Did you notice anything odd when you were at the hold?
There was a moment when Sev approached the Eye to speak alone.
Ah. That confirms my suspicion, then. Have you noticed that Sev and the Eye wear a similar symbol?
I had not.
The symbol looks to be a stylized... well, I'm not sure, but I think it's something akin to a water wheel. I don't recognize it myself, but given the Eye is wearing it, the Enclave might have some record of that particular symbol.
The archives in the Spire might have something. Though I'd rather just ask Sev.
Given his secrecy about this whole affair, I can't imagine he will be forthcoming.
Good point. And yet... Either way, time for a little investigation. Hey, big guy. Everything okay?
Yes, mostly. I was wondering if you had a moment sometime. I might need your help.
Then I might be delighted to give it. Of course. I'll come see you when I have a moment, okay?
Thank you, Bryn. I'll be at my usual place.
You know, I've been curious about something.
Oh, I know this one. A soft cloth and some ergon seed oil.
I'm sorry, what?
You... weren't asking about tusk care? Everyone eventually asks.
Spirits, no. But that's intriguing. I was wondering about that symbol you wear. With the wheel?
Oh, that... That's just... a family heirloom. Of sorts. Thought it looked nice, is all.
Just thought it looked nice.
I'm so sorry, Bryn. Just remembered, I have to move some things for Aurea. Maybe another time.
You said you needed some help, Sev? What's up?
Have I ever told you how I envy your clarity, Bryn?
How so?
Maybe I'm just romanticizing it, but you seem like someone who's always known what you wanted to do. To be.
I was born in the tail years of a liberation war, Sev. It never made sense to me that I couldn't be anything I wanted. So I just decided.
I wish making decisions came so simply to me. Perhaps you can give me pointers when the time comes. Anyway, I've been working on a side project to help the Hearthsiders. And I'm having trouble sourcing some rarer components.
What are you working on?
I can't say much. But I can tell you it's a project authorized by the Eye himself.
That revelation would carry more weight if he weren't an ass.
I know he can be abrasive, but he's got a plan. Says he's been working on it for years.
Do the Axle or Spindle know about this plan?
I'm honestly not sure. I don't think they have details, no.
But you do.
He's sworn me to secrecy. But I promise you, Bryn, it's nothing against us.
You're sure?
I know I come off as a pushover. But I know when to hold my ground. And would never harm this group, Bryn, I swear on my tusks.
If the Hearthsiders are asking for your help, can't they provide what you need?
The survivors are strapped. Their supplies have been dwindling for years now. I'm sure before the surge they would have had rare materials in reserve. But those days are over. So I have to ask for your help.
I'm game, but I want you to know I have reservations. The Eye hasn't exactly been helpful to us.
I completely understand. I'm probably crossing some lines, but I'm glad you're hearing me out. I've put together a schematic and I'll leave it with Solar. The majority of the asks are reasonably mundane. It's just...
Oh no.
Well, I need some particular secretions from a glass tail.
Why is it never onions? You know, small, green, distinct lack of talons. Never flash freeze you into an icy prison, though I suppose both can make you cry. I'm kidding, Sev. I'll see what I can do. I have a strange request.
And I have very little time. How is our little project coming?
I'm working on it.
Then let's prioritize that. I have people to arm.
Remember my missing runner you found in the upper city?
One of the siblings with the hidden cache?
I do.
Yes. One of my group heads got a little paranoid. He's since been dealt with. Anyway, I have a conundrum. We recovered the body. Thank you for that, by the way.
I noticed there's no dead anywhere in the Enclave.
There were. Tens of thousands right after the Surge, and another wave after the Surgeborn attacks before Asylum. We found everyone we could and gave them rights. Took years. Anyway, the problem now is I have a dead runner who broke all kinds of rules, and I'm not entirely sure how to handle it. The group heads need to know this happened. That's a given. But do I tell all the scouts? They could learn something from it.
If I were you, I'd get in front of this. Word's going to get around eventually, if it hasn't already. Face it head on. Be honest. People will be concerned at first, but in the long run, they'll appreciate the transparency.
I hear you. Though, I wonder if this isn't the kind of thing that would be best kept to a small group. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. Appreciate the advice, Bryn. Always good to get another perspective on these things. I just wish the siblings had talked to me before they felt they had to sneak around.
Census records. The pivotal piece of the puzzle, I would say. Others might call them dull. A list of vendors. Maybe Oria's father is among them. My old man used to boast he could sell an Oberon their molted feathers. Ugh. The Bastion. Lane said to look for regiment records. A detailed list of all scries exported from the Enclave. Some marked pending.
Perfect for cross-referencing in our little hunt.
These are the regiment records Lane asked for. My father told me stories about how instrumental the Oberyn were in the wars for Carnhaven's independence. Hide behind enemy lines and strike with precision.
Did you learn anything?
When I asked Sev about the wheel symbol, no. He was pretty evasive.
Being evasive is, in and of itself, rather telling. Means we're onto something of note.
How did you know I asked, anyway?
I watch people closely. A habit so deeply ingrained you could call it a groove at this point.
What have you got for us, Lane?
I've narrowed it down to 3 likely candidates. A Hallowpire priest, a farmer, and the last military commander prior to the evacuation to Cassidon's Hold.
A military commander sounds promising. How do we narrow down which of those 3 is my father?
That's where we step away from the books and do some investigating. Bryn?
I'll check the garrison, the market, and the Hallowpire Rise for any traces of these Oberyn.
I've got you.
Lane believes that a priest could have been Oria's father. I'd better look around. Found a diary belonging to him.
Anything of note written inside?
From a quick skim, it details his vow to pledge himself to the first flame. And only the first flame.
Ah, I see.
I'll look elsewhere. A pair of silver glasses with an intricate cloth connecting them. Enchanted.
Could it be? Bryn, please. Bring those back to camp.
Of course. Have you taken a closer look at the glasses I found in the farmer's stand?
I can hardly believe it. My mother's craftwork is unmistakable. Enchanted to adjust with degrading vision.
So we found your father! Lane's notes mentioned his name was Eugenius Osphine.
I guess so.
I thought you'd be happy.
No, I am.
Aurea, what's really going on? Be honest.
I thought I came from a long line of weavers. Now... Never mind.
Aurea.
I need to be alone right now.
Hey. I just wanted to say, I'm here for you when...
When I'm ready, I know. I'm still not ready to talk, but thank you.
You're seriously telling me Carnhaven is now completely independent from Sansa? Bryn's parents?